Morning, folks. It's 8:51 a.m. Monday, November 7th, I think. Hold on, let's see. Monday, November 7th, 8:52 a.m. Monday, November 7th, 2016. I look a little rough because I am. I've stated before that I have chronic lower lung infections and COPD, among other things. I do. That's the number 3 and 4 cause of death. It's kicked in hard due to the change in the seasons, but my body's fallen away too, so it's just hitting me a little harder. I'll be done with it by Wednesday. I'll already be feeling great. Tomorrow will be a whole lot better. So, it's not time for me to leave yet. The latest I'll be here is early next year. No telling exactly when I'm going to go. Unless I force it, I don't have control of that, and we're trying not to go that route. Let's talk about something that really needs to be aired, especially with a lot of new people finding out about me. You'll hear some people say, Jay thinks he's, the new God, Jay's this, he thinks he's that, he whatever, blah, blah, blah. In the end, you make up your own mind. That's your opinion, that's your understanding, that's your knowledge. For whatever it's worth, that's what it is. Actually, I should have said it's your knowledge and then your understanding. Anyway, let me try to sum up in a nutshell what I am, okay? And this includes all of us. All of us are a spirit that have been put inside a physical body. Excuse me. All of us are spirit that have been put inside a physical body. To have a life. Our intention was to grow, to get stronger, to develop a spirit. But the original first being, what everyone's been calling God, and they're the ones that got together and put up these religions and praise and all this other stuff, okay? They're in charge. They were in charge the other side. They're dead now, but they were in charge. They were running things, blah, blah, blah. That's no longer going to happen. There's still some stuff on the other side that thinks it is. They've accepted the fact that this body's dying, and what I am, Arae, I'm a physical body, J. Essex, John David Essex, talking to you. But I am mostly what I am inside. We are the sum of our parts, but I can talk to the planetary essence, female, which is the smaller part of the Kundalini, the two snakes that are going up and down your spine they talk about. It's just the dual spirit core energy. I can talk with the different parts of her. I understand what I am, who I am. But all of us are this basic thing. Our visiting spirit in a body, and then the piece of spirit that used to be part of Gaia that was broken off, a planetary essence, always female, with different percentages of male spirit within it. Because a male and female split, it's not 100% male, 100% female. It doesn't work like that. There's different variations, excuse me. So that's what we all are. We all came from that original first being. So that makes the rest of us family. Okay? Folks, when we're not in a body, we don't think like we do when we're in a body. Okay? It's totally different. It's not completely different, but it is totally different. If I can throw some slang in there. We are who we are, but when we're in the body, we have so much input, emotional input coming in, coming out. There's the dealing with the other part of the spirit that's in us. We're trying to run this body, and so are they. There's all kinds of confrontation that was done to abuse the spirit while it was in the body, so when it came out of the body, everything would be bigger, and it was to produce more praise machines later on. I won't go there. Folks, you really want to understand what's happening, I'm telling you, the only place you're going to find out the basis of what is, where it came from, and what's been going on is in the two creation books I have. You'll see the picture of them. Actually, I'm going to put them before the video. The first book is Creation, Its Beginning and Your Origin. It's how everything started. Where'd it come from? The first being and everything, what people call Almighty God, whatever. It's all in there. They never should have, and then the second book is how everything happened from there. Amazon.com, TheSpiritualFoundation.com, eCreateSpace.com. The quickest way to get it actually is to go to the TheSpiritualFoundation.com and just click on the book over there. And then that goes right to the publisher. Otherwise, it takes a little route. Anyway, there never should have been a God. Now, we're getting back to me here in a minute, but let's look at what's going on. Your eyes open up, you see something new. You got to relax for a minute, take in the scenery, see what's there, okay? Excuse me. Okay, now, so there never should have been any God or worship or anything like that. If just try, even though it's not the same, if you try to, it's similar but not the same. If you try and relate this situation to you and another person, a mate getting together and having children, part of you that comes forth creates a child. Would you beat them up? Would you abuse them just to say, I'm making you stronger, and kick them down the road? Smack them in the face when they walk in? Some of us have had that happen to them. But would you do that? No. That's not how you treat anything you care about. Even though it is a part of you. Your physical body. It's not part of your spirit. Just the same, though, there's that attachment, and there should be. It's a physical body thing. Anyway, I keep wanting to go into everything into too much detail. But anyway, knowing that, why would the original first being want everyone to call it God? Why would they want everything to praise it? Why would they demand that everything praises it? Why would they beat their kids up the way they do? Why? If there's a perfect, all-loving, all-forgiving God, why did it supposedly create hell? To abuse you and torture you forever? Come on, folks. This is simple. I'm simple. So, that's where this God thing came from, okay? Because the religions have it, God, Allah, Yehu, whatever. It doesn't matter what name people make for this stuff. The lawless act of attraction, I think they call themselves the law of attraction, the joke of attraction. They say there's a universal spirit out there that wants you to have everything, but it's going to make you learn how to ask for it right, and then you have to give money to people and bodies to do that. Okay, that doesn't make any sense either. If it really wanted you to have something and it was worth a damn, it'd give it to you. And if everyone was happy, there'd be no reason to be in a body. So, and you wouldn't learn anything from it. Your spirit wouldn't grow. That's why you're in there in the first place. All right, now here, let's funnel this down to the control point here, to the defining thing, focal point of the discussion. In the very beginning, well, first off, in a way we can look at it and understand it very easily. And while we're in these bodies, we're a family. We all came from that original first being, male and female. They broke off pieces of themselves. That's book number 1. Creation. It's beginning, your origin. It's where everything came from, including the first being. But they took parts of their energy, broke it away, and then started sending it out to have lives and stuff, and doing all different kinds of stuff. So, as far as being a mother and father image, they really sucked. Excuse me. But we all had that same origin. So in a way, we are all family. We don't have to love and want to hang out together, love each other and want to hang out together all the time. But we are all family. And so it's kind of like we're brothers and sisters. What's inside me is the strongest part and biggest part by a long shot of something that's called Arae. Arae and Lily were made in the very beginning from two huge, the largest pieces of source, clean source spirit. Not the original first being, but the two large, they made, the original first being made two different parts of a clean source, full source spirit. It just didn't have the negativity in it. And they felt it would be easier to control it. So anyway, Lily and Arae come from the strongest couple. That strongest couple, it was from the strongest parts of both their bodies, energy bodies. Okay, and Arae was made to be the protector. Literally, it was made huge. It was the strongest piece. It was the strongest piece of the strongest being that there was, other than the original first being, male and female. Okay, and as Arae started having lives, and Lily did, they became stronger than the original first being, male and female, big time. The more something's abused in a body, when you come out of the body, instead of going poof, you come out of the body and you go poof. The whole idea of doing that is that's how it happened. That's just a normal process. That's just is. Okay? So anyway, the original first being, male and female, found out that's a good way to grow spirit, to make them bigger, so that then when spirit gets together, male and female, and they release part of their energy, they can release no more than a third of it. Why? That's what it is. Why is this and this 2? It looks like 11, but why 1 and 1? If you have one ball and another ball, put in your hand, what do you have? 2 balls, okay? 2 rocks, 3 ladders, doesn't matter. There's a certain simple thing to life, and when you release those spirits, that's all you have. That's all you can release is a third. Otherwise, it takes too much away from you, and it damages the spirit that was releasing releasing part of itself. So, in the beginning, they got a hold of Arae and made him really super strong. Okay? You all right, Herky? Come on, buddy. Good man. And they did that for a reason. They knew that they came out of the original first, out of the first dimension. Right, Herky? You all right, buddy? Tired? They knew that they came out of there, and they were already intelligent enough to look inside and see there's more coming out eventually. So they literally made Arae super strong to protect them. They said, you'll protect us, you'll protect everything we create, and then you'll also, when something else comes out, you're going to subdue it, beat it up, and make it do whatever we want it to. And Arae, that was said before the first life was ever had. And Arae said, I remember. She's just like, sure, no problem. It's kind of embarrassing to say that now, but then later on, as Arae started having lives, he developed. You know, he and Lily had the first 100+ million lives, alone together. You know, together but alone from other stuff other than you know, being on planets with plants, no animals yet, just reptiles, vicious, aggressive reptiles. So the kind from the, you know, from the planet. Anyway, so of course later on Arae said, oh, I'm good with number 1, I'm good with number 2, but as far as beating something up and so you can control it, that ain't happening. You made me to protect everything, and that's not protecting everything. Anyway, that's what's inside this body. And that's why I say that that's what I am, because that's the biggest part of what I am inside. It's stuck inside me. Well over 90% of the spirit inside this body is Arae. Arae's primary focal point. What that makes me in relation to everything else, okay, is number 1, first and foremost, no better than nothing else. If I protect, I have to make everything of equal value and protect it equally and be willing to give everything I have to take care of it. I've always been like that. It's who I am, it's what I am, it's why I was made, and I like it. I've had 10.846 trillion lives. I'm stuck with that and I love it. Anyway, so also as that happens, you build a sense of compassion. A sense of compassion builds between protector and everything else he's protecting, because they know that this thing cares about him, and he does. It becomes normal. As long as you have heart energy, it's a normal thing. Parents taking care of their children, what the hell do you think that is? That's love, man. That's love. It's the most powerful thing there is anywhere. I don't care what people say. I mean, I care about people, but what they talk about when it's trying to be an issue for me, I don't care. But, you know, I care about y'all finding out about who you are and what's going on. Who you really are, what's going on around you, why your lives have always been like this, for you to see it in the physical world, physical realm, or in the other dimensions. So, that's what's inside me. I'm literally your oldest, biggest brother. My first email, I didn't know what the heck to call myself. In 2010, I was very aware of who I was. In 2000, early 2009, I was quite awake. 2008 is when I started really cranking up. I already knew I was different because things had happened, and I've never had the feeling of better than. That's disgusting. That's the most disgusting thing in the world, and everyone's led to feel that and to pursue that to keep the friction going on between everyone else. Arrogance, abuse. That's the way all creation was run over here and in the second dimension. So anyway, trying to get back to topic to finish it, some things I tell you are gonna happen. Well, they're gonna happen because when the real me gets out of this body and dumps it, I'm the thing that's gonna make it happen. That does not make me any kind of stupid supreme being or nothing. That's bullshit. Supreme is bullshit. Supreme ought to be the name of a taco, okay? It's got everything in it, or pizza. Nothing is any better than anything else. It's just that what's inside me is a freak. Okay? How do you think I've gone into people's brains and done this stuff all over the place? I'm under constant surveillance. NSA, the rest of them, that's normal. So are all my family members. Don't worry about them. People worry about, oh my God, there's a helicopter. They're watching me. Oh, bullcrap. If you're important enough, they'll watch you on a satellite. The police use them. You think the government's not going to use them? The police use satellites to track people when they're going in for a bus and stuff. If it's important enough, they use satellite. It's like, you think they're more advanced than the FBI and NSA, CIA? No. Folks, the other side runs this one. Lily and Arae are completely selfless, want nothing for themselves but to see others happy and see everything flowing properly. That doesn't make her mother and Arae a father. It's like your older brother that you don't have a mother and father anymore, and they're trying to do the best they can for you because they care, because they put you first. And there's no big whoop-de-doo there. It's just normal for them. That's why I can do what I do. I went into other family members here that came from Lily and Arae, and some parts of Lily here too. Very powerful. And family members, I cranked them all up. They were already strong as hell. That took them through the walls, and they're cranking up people now all over the world. Everything's getting set up where I can go. And then when I do, I'll be doing my job, literally serving everything else on the other side. Just don't ever tell me what to do. You find out you're beating your head on a hard wall. So, that's the truth. That's what's inside me. That's what I am, the physical body that's got some of the female planetary essence in it, like everyone else. Animals, people, plants. And that's the other spirit that's inside me. All my books, I've, taught you about how the soul gets put in a body, how spirit gets put in there, the different types of spirit, where they all came from. What came first, the chicken or the egg? The easiest thing there is, the easiest question there is to answer once you have some very simple information. So, when people want to really put someone down who's helping other people, number one, what's up with that? What's their agenda? With the thing that I just went through with Western Union, that of course we just walked around right away, but with what they've done, now what's going to happen is I'm going to engage something before I leave against them, and I'm setting everything up. I've already done it actually, to where everything moves forward. But with Paul Cherrick, finishing this thing for me. So it's all set up. Western Union, they're going to find out they got such a pain and such a serious, blatant lawsuit they can say nothing about. And thank you so much, all you people that have been and continue to send me information on when they called me a scam and everything else. Thank you. Just calling and saying that they did. You don't need the time and everything. If you have it, wonderful. But that's wonderful, because there's going to be a large list of people that's going to be slapped in front of a judge. And they don't call these people up. See, the lawsuit's already settled. That's the problem Western Union has. I have proof of what I am, and they've called me a scam. They've said all kinds of stuff, and they put me on a list where we will no longer accept money for this man because it's whatever. So here's where everything comes together. So they've already lost, but this thing with the lists, that's important. Because the one thing, the last nail in the coffin of these idiots is people calling in saying, yes, they said it was a scam, and we told them, take the money anyway, we don't care, you don't understand. And they said, screw you, the guy's a scam. That's blatant, aggressive, arrogant abuse of a person who has a legitimate business doing this. So, anyway, thank you, and please keep it coming. The more the merrier. But when this is over, what Western Union's going to do is throw some hush money out and say, here, what do we need to give you to make this go away? And there's going to be a very, very large sum of money, number one. And number two, if they ever say any such thing about someone doing this, they're going to get slammed. It's going to open up a brand new lawsuit again. And it'll start with mine. Mine will be the president. Excuse me, precedent to take it on from there. It'll also be breach of the contract that they're going to have eternal one, like forever, that they're going to have for what I do to them. I told you something would take care of the bigger things. This is just Western Union, a bunch of schmucks. Okay? This has got nothing to do with governments and planets. When you're out of your body, folks, you have no idea who you are. I keep telling you that. You're incredibly intelligent, strong, you're huge. I've told a lot of you, and I tell you the truth. But if we put you in a helicopter and dropped you in the middle of the U.S., that your energy is well into both oceans. Folks, that's why the main part of you is crammed into a body. When you come out of that body, it's like wham. Okay, you're hanging out all over the place. You're out into the solar system everywhere. The Earth's like a little dot, small ball. We won't go into my size, but it's ridiculous. They come into this solar system, they get around Saturn, and they're seeing strong gold energy because of all the source in this planet, including myself. Folks, when you use that type of equipment that reads energy, it's just a strong yellow golden glow. You can't even see the Earth. It's buried like a little ball inside this huge glow. Thanks. Just a little touch on the lights. So many of you have been, you've been fed source energy by having lives with source before. Some of you have, some of that in you already. When I crank you up, it's just crazy. And you keep that forever. Because you deserve it. Because it's a thank you for being part of this to help turn things around. And it will get turned around without any help. It's not going to be allowed to stop. So I have no, how do you say that? I have no thoughts of like grandeur or something. There's a better way to put that. I really can't put it together, and I really don't feel good at all right now. Visions of grandeur, is that what it is? That ought to be obvious. If you can't tell by listening to me, looking in my eyes, da-da-da, and looking around you. With this thing with Western Union, folks, I didn't have $200. People were talking about sending me money and family members. I said, don't you dare. That'll piss me off. The other side's responsible for this. And everything on the other side that's caused this situation, the second I'm out of this body, but what little bit is left, that's a problem, issue, they're dead. They're arrogant. They're clean source energy that's arrogant. Everything was always done the old way. And they're not ready to change, and that's fine. They're going to be deleted permanently. That's what's happening and why. So there's no, Jay's not God, he's not Superman, he's nothing. He's just like you. He's your big older brother. That's it. I was made strong as hell for a reason. And I'm doing my job. That's why I call myself the janitor, cleaning up messes. Not messes you created, messes created by the original first being male and female, and then the other arrogant ones that follow behind it. So anyway, that's what I am. This is my very last life. That's why I had to be here one time, and it is my last life because I'm going to be literally staying on the other side. One of my jobs for what I am now I'm the strongest male source energy there is. So when Arae comes out of me, it's huge, but it's putting itself together with the other parts of it hanging around outside. And it's ridiculously huge, ridiculously powerful, ridiculously intelligent. And it's going to finish being the field everywhere. It'll do its job. It'll protect. It's cleaning up the other four beings, first beings being produced in the first dimension. So they'll be cleaner. Nothing's going to come out of there again with less than, with more than maybe 10% or 7 or 8% negativity. This will never be allowed to happen again. And there's other things, ways to manipulate it too. So the next beings that come out, excuse me, they're not going to, have as many negative frequencies, but at the same time, they're not going to be lonely. The original first being, was the first one, 27.5% negative. For that power level, that's not a good thing at all. But then to be lonely and suffer like that's why things are the way they are. I've called myself the old man in overalls. You've heard me call myself an old fart on videos, the janitor. And yet there's still people that every once in a while will, they want to have their little say-so. The more someone becomes established, the more they give them a hard time or something. It's almost like they think they're David Letterman. Boy, talk about trash. 37% negative soul. That's funny. Anyway, sometimes that has an effect on people, and folks, I'm not screaming. I just wanted to explain a little bit about what I am, well, a lot about what I am, so and then that's knowledge, that's data. Then if it's something that you feel comfortable about, you'll think about it a little bit, and then it goes in and out of the brain and the heart, back and forth, and then it becomes understanding. And then that gets added to the total of your wisdom. Wisdom is a collection of understandings, and each understanding comes from consuming data. I've got a lot of good information for you folks, and it's not because I'm any better than anyone, because I'm not. I've said that so many times, I'm tired of hearing myself say it. But I do have new people come in, and you all don't know. And, no matter who you are, there's smut stuff out there, kids making stuff up. Some of the people that understand me and have been my friends, when I have a client, as far as one of my consultations, almost all of them we become friends. You know why? Because we already are. Folks, this is my 220,000th life exactly on this planet. When someone's had a lot of lives on this planet, I mean a lot, it's 60 plus. Like 60, 65, whatever. So, if we want to think about it in human ways, I'm your oldest brother. And I don't give a shit about myself. I give a shit about doing my job, about taking care of you. People say, where does this guy get off? Well, take a look at the fact that I've been going into people's brains and I've put proof out there for you. Thanks to Martin Seymour. Martin Pena, sorry. That's funny. I need to paint. Martin Pera? I'm sorry, Martin. My brain is gone. It's Pera. It's in the video. As a matter of fact, if you go to the Spiritual Foundation, you go QEEG, there's a video, that's the actual test. And we had to use substandard equipment because we're not a studio, okay? If someone had a lot of money, then they'd be putting me in an MRI and 3 other people in MRIs around the world. Then watch my head crank up and literally look like a ball of fire while I'm cranking up other brains all at the same time. That's waiting to happen with the other family members. I got to get the hell out of here. That's not my job. And there needs to be a lot of people doing this, not one. Because then somebody will want to make it something about somebody, and that's wrong. There's nothing about nobody. There's something about everybody. It's family time, folks. That's what we are. You don't have to come to the table. You don't have to be friendly. But you can't go around picking on each other, whether you're in your second dimension, the third one, doesn't matter where you are. In the physical body, there's strife. That's how your spirit develops, evolves, gets a little stronger. But it has to be strife, not abuse. So some of that is going to bickering stuff, of course, will be going on here in the third dimension. But not the abuse. But on the other side, no. And if anything, when you're a spirit guide for someone else, because that's what you do, if you lie to someone, you're going to be told not to. You're going to be told never to do it again. If you lie again a second time, you'll be told never, what are you doing? Don't do it a third time. A third time, you get yanked. Then if you go into it, you do it for someone else again and keep doing it, you're going to get fixed or deleted, one or the other. Folks, this stuff is leaving. And all the bigger stuff, the stronger stuff, same thing. That's how you flip a coin. That's how you turn over a new leaf. That's how you fix a sick creation. This is all going to happen, this change. Meeting your friends in space, our family members, physical family members in space. The Allurians, you'll meet them. They're going to come down and we'll learn their name by their planet, but they'll know that they're called the Allurians because I talked with them myself when we did. That was, as a matter of fact, you and I were talking when they came in and said hi. And then also Deanna and I were talking when the Serpatient came in. And then Paul and I, we don't talk a whole lot because Paul's strong, very powerful. He's really set in, and so am I. And then he works late at night. And I got to go to bed early because I usually wake up 4 o'clock. So we don't get the chance to talk much, but just like me, he's so fed up with all this stuff, and I am too, but they all know as soon as I get out of here, that stops. Stuff starts attacking or even lying to something in the body, it's going to be handled. It starts attacking it, it's going to get stopped once. If it ever tries to do it again, I don't give a damn what it is, it's being deleted. So, one other thing too, when you're in the body, it's rough. You're having a hard time, you're being put through hell, and you're never happy about it, and you shouldn't be. When you're a really strong, powerful energy, how can I put this? And that's the part of I can't affect. Boy, this is deep. I can make your brains grow. I've done it all over the place, all over the world, thousands of times. Okay, thousands. Your brain physically grows, your skull grows to match it. You feel a little difficulty as it does, but it goes slow. It doesn't happen overnight. It goes slow. 3.5 months, 4 months later, your brain's bigger than what it was. People say, well, I don't see a whole lot. It feels thick and everything. And, well, that's why before I crank you up, I say get a string, tie it around your head. Put it around your head and then tie it. Make sure it's loose. You don't want to go like this. You want it loose, okay? You don't want it to go over your ears. You don't want to make a loose necklace. But just let it go over your head. And then you take it, make sure it's good and tight again. There's no way that's going to come loose. Take a couple extra knots in there. Really get that thing tight and make sure it won't move. Then once you finish doing all that, then put it down your head again. Feel it. Then put it in a baggie, Ziploc baggie, and put it in the corner of your dresser or something. Somewhere out of the light, out of moisture, everything. Excuse me. And then 3.5 months later, try putting it down your head, see what happens. A more accurate way is to get an MRI. I've had MRIs taken in my brain. Um, that's expensive. And at the time, I had to have it done because of surgery. That COPD I had polyps go all through my sinus, everywhere. Anyway, folks, that's how I do what I do. What I am is what I've said I am, and no more, no less. Well, whatever, no less, and whatever. It's just me. I'm just strong as hell. I've just never gone into depth about explaining it. The original first being, male and female, made Arae before it started having lives, so powerful that it could literally destroy energy. It was that focused. And all it did is grow and get bigger. And stronger. And that's why when I tell you some basic things going to happen when I get out of here, wait and see. You'll see for yourself. There's no whoopee J. There's no pay here. Okay? That's how I can do what I do. That's how I know what I know. Because I am old. I am creation's historian. I was the first one there, Lily and I, having lives. And I'm very awake. And very strong. That's what I was saying earlier. That's why they called me the destroyer, because I was made to destroy stuff. First time part of my energy told me that, I got furious. I was surprised I got that mad. So, but there have been people that have attacked me and other stuff, and I'll crank up my energy against them, get so pissed that then my energy outside of my body gets involved, because it's the one, and that's hanging out of me in the second dimension. That's what goes into anything physical and kills it. Kills it physically. Nothing that's in a body should ever be allowed to do that. Paul's strong as hell. Okay, he's definitely, just starting to kill some stuff. He's getting that strong. He's cranked up as hell, and he's powerful as hell himself. If he got mad at someone for some other reason and could kill them, wrong. That's not protection, that's aggression. That'll never be allowed. Well, it's the same with me. Soon I'll be free, so I can do what I need to do. That's why I told you, you're going to find a lot of people dropping with brain aneurysms, their hearts exploding. There's a lot of garbage here that's in body, because the original being, male and female parts, the original first being, whatever, male and female, they wanted them here to increase the level of constant abuse, daily abuse in your lives. They're not coming back, folks. They're not having lives anymore. And if they want to remain an issue, they won't be. They'll be deleted. I know it's hard for people to understand what I'm saying, and you've never heard it anywhere until I started saying it. That's because it's the truth, and the original first being, male and female, did not want you to ever have the truth. If you had the truth, if you had the ability, if you were strong enough to actually see things like Brashu, Paul, and Deanna, and everyone else does, Siobhan, there's so many, okay? If you could actually, and it's going to grow, if you could actually see what's going on the other side, then you'd know who the original first being, male and female, are. Number one, they're not God. Number one, they weren't God. Number two, they were the problem. But you can see other stuff going on, but everything was set up by the original first being, male and female, to please them. They're dead. The other stuff they wanted to take over, almost all of it's dead. Then when this body drops and I come out, then the rest of them are dead. Then no more lying. When you're doing consultations with people and you get fed lies, no more. If a spirit guide thinks that it needs to not tell you something, because if your spirit guide doesn't want to tell you something because they want you to push yourself harder to see and feel something for yourself, then they'll say nothing. Or they'll try to pull you a little bit, give you a little bit, make you reach towards it, but they won't lie to you. Okay, Herky? You're right, buddy. That's folks. Change is coming. It'll blow your mind. Imagine buying a house on payments instead of paying $800,000. Instead of buying a house that's $280,000 and wind up paying $800,000 by the time you're done. Wouldn't it be crazy if you bought a $280,000 house and you only paid about $300,000 or $325,000 by the time it was done after 30 years paying interest? All that money on realty, almost all around the world, it goes to the Anunnaki in London. So, U.S. too, everywhere. Anyway, folks, look, let me leave you alone. But as you awaken and get stronger and see more for yourself, it'll be easier for you to understand the truth behind what I just told you. This information, like I've said before, that I'm giving you is very, very important. It's imperative to your awakening, and it's imperative to the next 100 years. So, I know. Thanks. I gotta go. That little bird is like, gotta go. Animals talk to you all the time. Folks, you all have an incredible support system, but what's happening is just like the animals would never lie to you. Don't expect to ask anything in the future and it come out that way, because everything's changing. What's going to happen in the future? And right now you have a bunch of idiots running around, don't know what they're doing. They're not doing anything organized together, and they're all doing all kinds of stupid stuff. Then some of them get real stupid. They get killed, or they fall away, or get bumped off by something else, and they change your life. Things are insane on the other side, and they're going to be like that until I dump this body. I'm nothing but your older brother, your oldest brother. But I'm strong. I was made like that. I protect. I serve. Lily's the same way. Nothing but love. Wants to take care of everybody. Your new creation is going to be run by Lily and Arae until they finish out how to put lives together and everything. I expect by 2020 that'll be done. And then while that's happening, excuse me, while that's happening, damn, sorry. While that's happening, all the different fields of spirit, of sentient energy, all the different types have two representatives. First angels, the new angels, human essence, human soul, fey essence, fey soul, femin essence, femin soul, animal, plant, universal, stars, male, female is planets, the animals, everyone's there. Okay, and they have two representatives, and then there's a council that meets of all these folks. They decide, make the major decisions. Then it goes up to some smaller, larger councils behind us, underneath the smaller ones. Excuse me. And then they start spreading the control out, and you all run yourselves. Lily doesn't want control. Lily wants to spread love everywhere, take care of things, nurture them like a loving mother, like Gaia of the planet. Arae, I'm the son of a bitch with a hammer and a mop. Nothing's ever going to mess with you. Nothing. It's got to go through me first, and it ain't happening. This body's tired, beat up. You can break my arm, beat my ass. Doesn't matter. But what I am? Nah. Can't touch me. What the hell do you think? I say what I do, the NSA, all the rest of them, and just stay away. FBI, Homeland Security, coming to my house to talk to me? Come on. Follow me around everywhere. They say, damn, this guy's aggressive, he's strong, but he's not trying to be a problem. Well, I am, but only for what needs to be dealt with. I don't have any self, okay? I understand my self-worth. I'm important. I have a job. I understand who I am. I understand myself. But I have no self-agenda. I don't need one. The hell do I want that for? All the money I've taken in, and until yesterday, now one payment went through, so I had $325 come in. How the hell could I make all that money and still live in a house like this, dress like this, have nothing around, still have a mess? How is that possible? What, am I gambling or something? Or no. I'll buy an occasional bottle of wine. I'll go out to eat sometimes. Not often. Not anymore anyway. It all gets into this whole thing. It all goes out. Animals, people. This I don't want to call it a spiritual movement because it's a self-awakening process. But what do you call it? I don't know. I'm putting money towards this process of everyone becoming self-evident of who they are, becoming self-aware. For them to realize who they are. It'll become evident to them. That's all you that care. The other people that bitch and moan and cry, whatever, doesn't matter. So I've had people say, when I got off the internet before, I had people saying, "Oh, I destroyed Jay," you know. Wow, some of these people, the names they give themselves too. Look at a name, you know, this nasty, disgusting sexual stuff in there, and other biological blah. The king god of so and so. It's like, oh yeah, that's somebody I want to listen to. Anyway, the thing is, you do what you want as you feel it's time to do it. Y'all will find out in the next 100 years. The sales of the books I wrote are going to increase dramatically. Why? Because y'all are going to want to know. Your children are going to want to know. I love you, Herky. Auras is one of the big things too. DVD about auras. Good, Herky, honey. Good boy. You want to go downstairs? Yeah, want to go downstairs? The thing about auras, those of you that see auras, when you see, if you have that information, when you see a certain aura color, and then you look at what frequencies it goes to, you know, that's in my information, not this other crap, then you're literally going to see, okay, he said that's compassion, and then you'll be able to feel it inside people. Okay, whatever color it is, there's all different colors. I tell you what they are, where they come from, what part of the, what energy field produces it. That's part of my job, okay? Cleaning up the crap that's been put out here by people who were trying their best to do all they could with what they had available, by people who were just making up crap, trying to make something about themselves, from everybody. This information all over the internet, that's intentional. So, folks, this awakening is happening, okay? I'm going to make sure it does. Not forcing anyone, but making sure that y'all are left alone to do what you want. And that's pretty much what everyone wants to, you know, those of us that are involved in this, that's what we all want. We want to become all of ourselves. We want to have access to all our faculties, all our abilities. And we have a lot of compassion and heart, and that's what's taken over. So, '17 is going to be a whole lot different when you get near the end of it. 10 of 2017. What's that, October of 2017? 9 and 10, September, October next year. You're going to see rapid change happening. Then in 2018, late 2018, they'll have already come out. Our friends in space. And then you're going to meet, once that settles down, you'll be meeting the Fae. They'll be making physical bodies right in front of you, from energy to physical body and out again. It's all happening in stages. Folks, it's in the books. Earth's history, Lemuria, Atlantis, when they sunk, what parts of them sunk, what islands, you know, blah, blah, what some of the planets that were initially colonizing, making colonies over here, and it was due to the mining, and some of them for the flora. Andromedians really love the flora. The Palladians came here. They enjoy the flora, they study it, but they're interested in the metals too. Palladians really love space travel. And as a group, anyway, folks, that's enough in my mouth. I think I'll call that. I think I'll call this. This is what I am. This is what you. This is who we are, or something like that. So if anyone ever says wants to know something, then it'll be easy to send them to the video. I am no better than nothing else. I am the strongest and the oldest of our family. And then Lily's right, she's next. She's strong. And we're selfless. We don't give a damn about ourselves. We just want, wow. I know, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. I'm getting that alarm. But anyway, that's what it's about. And then Lily and Arae, get out of the way so you all run yourselves. And then if something comes in to be destructive, it's going to get its ass kicked. And then there's going to be that loving mother energy from Lily everywhere. Loving mother, loving big sister, whatever. That's what's going to happen. You'll see. Your children will see, their children will see, their children will see. Just going to keep going. Folks, love you. Hope you have a kick butt day. Oh, a lot of you that are really strong, getting cranked up, and you're feeling yourself get hit real hard lately. There was some source on the other side that was being too aggressive. Okay, now you're still going to start feeling it a little more, but not as hard as what you did. Okay, that was some male source energy. It's dead. Okay, they got stupid. If it's in the second dimension, it's mine. Third dimension here, no. I can't telekinetically move a pencil, a toothpick. But I've already proven what I can do when I go into people's brains. At, you know, medical instrument like the quantitative electroencephalogram. That's an EEG. They're used to check, you know, for surgery, all kinds of stuff. You know, to see if you're going in and out of surgery, and sometimes during surgery, you know, whatever. That's why things are like that. Anyway, folks, look, I love you. Take care. Have a kick butt day, and don't forget, you are 10 times as cool as you think you are, and have faith in yourself. Have faith in yourself. Others put you down. Just say, you know what? I figured it out. You're number one with me. Tell them that. Just look right at them and go, you're number one with me. Frack you. You know, there you go. See? Stand up for yourself. I'm doing it for you all day long. I love you, man. Y'all take care.